Hi everybody. Wow, I'm out here on this gorgeous day and I wanted to kind of go over my week that I had and some of the comments, the prevalent comments that I got, and an update on solar and stuff. So there was a lot of people who mentioned, why don't you just go to a gym every day or shower at a gym all the time? And there was a time when I had a gym membership at LA Fitness. It was like 35 bucks a month, so it was very reasonable priced. Hot tubs and all that fun stuff. But it just didn't seem worth the money to us to do that. We were in California, and so we figured LA Fitness was everywhere. And then we went north of LA, and there are no more LA Fitnesses until you get to Oregon, Portland, Oregon. They don't tell you that, and there are none. And so we were paying for this thing, this membership that we never used. And then we just got used to not showering as much and just finding Anytime Fitness. They're all over the place. Anytime Fitnesses we found for $5 for a shower. And so that's just kind of where we went. Every couple of weeks to shower, and we found that we can just use washcloths, I can use washcloths, I can use alcohol, I can use baby wipes. Now I have this hydrochloric peroxide spray that works great too, and so we just didn't need it. And so when our membership ran out, we just didn't re-up it because it was a waste of money for us, and we really thought we were going to use it. So that may not be it for you if you live on the road. If you're in the same area all the time and there's a gym there, it's $1 a day, and you're going to be living there, then that's probably a good option for you if you live in a van. But we travel so much, we can't count on those gyms to be wherever we go and when we actually want to shower. And so that's kind of the thought behind that. The other thing is I did a video on solar this week, and I got some comments and stuff on that. And man, it's amazing how good solar can do. We've just had like a week of crappy, rainy weather, and even with the charge controller, not the best charge controller, and I bought it a couple years ago, and so now I guess you can get them cheaper. You can pick up the high-end charge controllers for $100 or less. So that's something you can look into. Mine's working fine. It's a Morningstar, and it's doing great. But after a week of not really having sun, it rained a lot, the batteries never went down. The batteries were perfect. Running the fridge, watching 2 or 3 hours of movies at night, charging my cell phone, using the laptop in there. So, I mean, it's really cake. Just a small system like that handles it just fine, even when it's raining. Now, it did take 4 or 5 hours to get the panels fully charged, whereas when it's sunny, it's like in an hour and a half. The panels are already in trickle mode. So that's kind of an update on that, and it works for me. And I don't do things conventionally. I never did, and it makes common sense to do the way I do it, and it works. So that's just my experience advice. Another thing is Noelle went back to be with her family in Minnesota, and so I've been on my own for a few days now, and I'm not going to say I like it. We make a really good team since we've been back together. We've really figured this thing out, our relationship. It's not horrible having her gone, but I do have to think about where I'm going to sleep today. Where am I going to sleep tonight? And usually it depends on if it's cold or not. If it's cold, I'm going to go where the heater is. And if it's not cold, then, then Homer, the Odyssey, would be, my sleeping arrangement. But, we're a great team, and it's hard to be away from her. When we are such a good team now, I'm just enjoying our time so much. Oh, and I wanted to mention about showering, and you can't get clean, like that whole thing about not getting clean. So many people just don't understand. You can really get clean without getting under a steady flow of water that comes over your body. You do not have to have that to get clean. I guarantee it. there are a lot of people out there living the life. Now, it is great to get a good shower every once in a while, every week or two. It just feels really good, and you know, and it does get you clean. But you can stay clean, you can be not smelly, you can smell perfectly fine without showering every day. Trust me. Women with the hair, you've seen Noelle's hair, or maybe you haven't. Her hair is really long. You know, down past her breasts, way past. And she can go, your body gets used to not showering. You stop creating the same amount of oils you did. The other thing, and your hair can do fine. She does fine with the 2 weeks. Her hair doesn't get oily or greasy because you adjust to not having all the conditioners and all the junk in your hair, and it's not greasy, it's not oily, it smells great. If it does get a little oily, she uses the whole the baby powder in the hair, just a little bit in the scalp, and rub it in, and then comb it out, and it takes all the oil right out. We have a video on that. It works really good. Other people have videos too on that, on using baby powder, which is, I guess, talcum powder in your hair, just a little bit on top of your head and in the crown, and then you brush it through, and I'm telling you, within 2 minutes the hair looks completely clean again, and you can go a whole nother week without showering as far as the hair being greasy goes. It's true, it works. So, you know, it's a real, you can definitely get clean, and we're living proof. 2.5 years of not having a shower in our home. And I've had many jobs, retail jobs, jobs where I had to be clean and smell good, and not just in a warehouse, but you know, in sporting goods stores and stuff, you have to smell nice, and it can definitely be done. So that's just my experience of it. If you don't think you can do it, then get a gym and do it if that's what you really want to do. Okay, so I'm done with my video here. I hope this helped answer questions and give my point of view. If you don't agree with the shower and you don't agree with what I do with this or that, that's great. This is just what I have found works. And I'm going to leave you with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi that I got today in my news feed, which I really like. Freedom is not worth having if it doesn't include the freedom to make mistakes. And boy, that should hit home for me, because I'm out there, I try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, I try something else. But I'm willing to make mistakes, to do something wrong, to find a full and happy life. And so I encourage you to make a few mistakes and just see what happens and go for it. And you know, you'll never know unless you try. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend, and blessings and namaste.